Good afternoon, team. I'm so sorry for calling you on Sunday weekend. I mean, it's just that on weekdays, at times it so happens that we are so occupied with our regular work that we do not get time to get the product knowledge or proper training before we approach our clients. So I just thought that since Hoppers has launched this new product, um, we'll have a proper training, proper product knowledge. So before we go and cater our services to our clients, so that everybody is well versed with what the product is. So let me share my screen and continue with the presentation. Okay, so as we know that there is a new product launched under the name and style of offers, that is corporate training. I shall provide you training and product knowledge. So we shall cover each module under every class and also have a group discussion later. So guys, you can see that there is this product which is called corporate training program, which is divided into two parts: learning and development. The other part is education and training. Learning and development is further divided into team performance, manager development, employee development. Education and training is divided into compliance for employees and for the managers. Well, before we switch to the modules offered by Hopper's corporate training, it is important to understand that many corporates consider employee training as waste of time and money. You heard it right, guys. But what they fail to understand is the fact that if they do not indulge their employees into such beneficial trainings, uh, that will have they will have poor work quality, lack of loyalty, less turnover, low productivity, and also the morale of their employees will also decrease. So, guys, as a service provider, we have to first convince our clients as to why do they need training program. Secondly, you have to make them understand why do they need Hoffer's training program. I'll move on to the next slide. And there is this case study. There is a company called Liberty Mutual Insurance. They launched a product wherein team who developed customer-facing product opt for agile approach to developing products and onboarding customers. They had divided their team into three verticals for this particular product, which was marketing, call center, and finance. So what happened that the marketing professionals designed onboarding collaterals, that is a strategy to onboard their customers. Call center professionals gave feedback of such onboarded customers, and the finance professionals, they gave insight to different payment methods. Soon this company realized that there should be an effective communication between all teams, and to improve their performance they found that teaming leads to improved products, and team felt empowered and showed better output. To facilitate this type of teaming across its organization, it built entire management system of its own. Well, it specifies how teams are formed, how teams operate, how they measure themselves, and how they communicate with each other. Moving ahead, this is a very famous saying: as you sow, so shall you reap. If you want better output from your employees, when I say you, I mean our clients, the person who would take our service. So if you want better output from your employees, you have to give them a work culture in which they feel valued. Significant research has shown that organizations that provide their employees with high quality training are also significantly better at creating an environment successful in retaining staffs. Aside from staff retention, training employees can also have more specific goals, such as improving employee job performance, increasing personal development, changing attitudes, and achieving a competitive edge as a company. So, there is another saying, one size doesn't fit all. And now you are from HR team or somebody is from digital marketing. It is very important for you to understand that there is no one particular method to train the employees, whether the employees are of offers or of any other organization. So diversity is the key, not only within the workforce, but also in the way you present learning opportunities to your team. So, some may prefer hands on training, and others may prefer instructor led classroom training. So, if you cater to different learning needs of employees, the success rate of training and learning retention will also increase widely of that particular company. And with this thought, I'll move ahead with Cobb's 4 learning styles. Many of you must already be aware of it, and many of you may not be aware. So, David Cobb, an educational theorist, has published various theories based on learners' internal cognitive processes. One such publication was in the year 1984, through which he developed learning style inventory. Cobb's experiential learning style theory is typically represented by a 4 stage learning cycle in which the learner touches experience which is encountered by employee or reinterpretation of an existing experience. So it relates to our everyday experiences, whether they occur in professional, personal, or educational settings. It could be new experiences as well. For example, a new leadership role at a new company is example of concrete experience. Moving ahead, reflective observation of the new experience. So, experiences that naturally occurs after having new experience. Concrete experience told us about having new experience. To reflective observation, we see that it is impacted by preconceived notions and learned ideologies, something that is inbuilt. It is really important for leaders to constantly reflect upon their experiences and adjust their approaches for solving new challenges and making critical organizational decisions. For example, if an employee fails to accomplish a certain task or may fail to meet a goal, a leader can reflect on previous approaches and develop a strategy to help the employee succeed the next time. So that is an example of reflective observation. Moving ahead, abstract conceptualization. While reflective observation focuses on contemplating previous experiences and developing observations about these experiences, this abstract conceptualization, it takes the reflective process a step further by focusing on channelizing those observations into a new game plan or a new approach. I'll make it easy for you to understand by giving an example. Um, Suppose we consider a hypothetical situation where if I feel that Mr. A is unapproachable or unresponsive because every time when I approach him, he's very cold to me. But my abstract conceptualization would help me develop a very different theory, which is though my previous experience has not been very affirmative with Mr. X, but my constant interaction, that is, every time, though he resists, I keep on, I constantly approach him and have an interaction with him, would help me understand that Mr. X is actually, he simply responds better to different approaches and is not really cold in every situation. And such ideas should be constantly re-evaluated, revised, and tested at such conceptualizing stage itself. Lastly, we have active experimentation. The learner applies their ideas to the world to see what happens. We could say that this stage of experiential learning is related to the concept of scientific experimentation, in which an individual forms a hypothesis based on existing ideas and tests the validity of these ideas into a structured experiment. So, this whole process of learning, that is active experimentation, is nothing but an experiment that a person does. He is not really sure of how to act in that particular situation, but he just experiments. It could go well, it could also go wrong. Well, moving ahead, with everything that we have discussed so far, we can develop training methods for the employees or the employers into different categories. So there can be many training methods, but these are the few that I have personally picked for our project corporate training program. First, instructor led classroom. Second, active training, micro learning, video training, and lastly, gamification. So, to start with, instructor led training. We can have instructor or facilitator based trainings where one of you will train the employees. Such sessions are mostly interactive, or trust me, they will be mind blowingly boring because the staffs would sit through a day of presentation slides. That's it. The only advantage of such training program is that you can train a lot of employees at once. That's the only benefit of having this particular kind of training. Moving ahead, active training. It is a very hands-on way of learning, actively involving staffs in their own learning experience. We may have role play, workshops, quizzes like we had the other day at Friday night event, or group studies is also really interesting. Then lastly, we have job shadowing. Job shadowing can also be very useful. What is job shadowing? To get into others' shoes, that is, to get a better idea of other roles within the organization and how they interlace or impact employees' own role. That is job shadowing. So suppose digital marketing team, there is somebody in digital marketing team and the other person is in HR. So HR could actually get into the shoes or into that particular role of digital marketing and would get an idea of how they can perform their duty. That is job shadowing. Moving to the another training program, that is micro learning. Now this is very interesting because many employees, especially those who are at higher position, they do not have a lot of time in their work week to focus on their own personal development or upskilling. So micro learning might be helpful to embed continuous learning into the employee's work week instead of focusing on big chunks of training at once. So micro learning features short, usually between 3 to 6 minutes focused lessons, which can be made through videos, quizzes, and games designed to meet a specific learning goal because we have less time and people at that position would only go for specific learning goals because they have been through all the other training programs at their later stages. Video training. So visual learning is powerful and combination of sound and visual content makes it easier for people to retain information. So we are fairly aware of what video training is, especially in a situation like COVID-19. It is more popular than any other medium. So lastly, we have gamification. Using games and challenges to impact employees' behavior is the key to gamification. It works by turning learning into a game motivating staffs by giving them the opportunity to gain recognition and rewards, and by providing real time feedback. So, this may be in the form of badges earned for unlocking a level of achievement, quizzes, and leaderboards for healthy competition amongst the colleagues. Well, with this, I conclude my presentation. The whole idea of having this presentation was to incorporate the training methods while we design our product. For example, if we plan micro learning, we should understand that the video should be goal oriented, as we discussed, and it should last 3 to 6 minutes. That's it. Similarly, if we think of instructor-led classroom, we should support it with gamification to maintain that interest of the audience. So I hope I made myself clear, and I'll do one thing. We will have a discussion round now, and I'll move to the activities so that we can have a discussion about the ideas. If you guys have any good idea, any good suggestion that we can incorporate in our corporate training program, we'll have it right now.
Yeah, just wanted to understand those 3 to 6 minutes video clips. Are they going to be animated video clips, or will they be recorded video clips? So how exactly is that planned?
They could be anything. We could have variety and can have both the things. We will go for animated video as well, and also a picture form of a video. So, or maybe some informative video. I believe that the Friday night event that the HR team organized was more of virtual team building games. The kind of game that we had where we had to draw and guess the object. That is one such virtual team building game. And you guys have to give me more such suggestion of what all I can incorporate in our training program. The Bollywood night or maybe the Hollywood night is one such plan. So there is one escape game as well that we have planned, which is like really interesting in building team. Yes, Mansi, we can also play Kahoot. So team, you can speak. Let me know what all things you have in your mind. Is there any other suggestion that we can incorporate? So Suvarna says there will be few corporate games will be played by while giving training, which is learning involves the concept. We can learn such games. Yes, obviously. So now I will share brochure with your team. I already did it. I'll reshare the brochure. Go through each and every module. Search what all games we can have, what all fun activities can we incorporate. We will have a second round of discussion where we will firstly discuss the games, then we will do an experiment. We will experiment it on our own employees.
Ma'am, I have a suggestion that we can do one thing, like this training program is particularly for HR, but like other teams can also join. And since we have a number of members in it, we can note down the interest field, like other than they are working in, we can ask them for their interest. Like if anyone is interested in politics or any other field, then we can have a discussion on it. Like just to give example of politics, so if someone is or a number of people are interested in politics, then we can discuss about those interest fields, about politics or about any other field like dance or singing or painting or any other form. So this will help to build the team relationship.
Absolutely. And it will also help in the communication. So, Shruti, with that concept, there was this idea that I came up with, Chai Pe Charcha, where everybody can have a glass of tea or coffee and can sit virtually and discuss. We'll pick a topic of their particular interest. We can actually divide the team in different rooms, and then they can have a discussion on their own interest area. And it is not necessary that there will be only HR team on that particular topic. They are free, so that there is interaction between other teams as well. So that is one such idea. Yes, thank you, Shruti. Anyone else?
Ma'am, I
Yes.
have another one suggestion
Thank you.
that we can collect case studies on different subjects and different topics.
Mhm,
And as a group activity, we can ask the members
mhm,
to put themselves in that particular case study. Like we can ask them that if you were to be in that position, what will you do?
mhm.
By this, we can check the knowledge level of that, and at the same time, we can also learn about other positions. Like अगर हम कोई केस स्टडी लेते हैं जहाँ पे हम मैनेजर के रोल के बारे में स्टडी करते हैं, सो वी कैन आस्क देम कि अगर आपको मैनेजर का रोल दिया जाता है देन व्हाट विल यू डू. So by this we can build that learning into them, and we can also uh, train the other members about what they have to do if they've asked to do other jobs and other roles in an organization.
Correct. So, do you remember during the presentation we discussed about the role play and the job shadowing?
Yes, ma'am, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly, Shruti. You correctly understood it, and this is really interesting. We will have this game for sure. Please note it down. We will have this as part of our activity in the project. So this is very interesting. Yes, Suvarna, we can invite HRs from various organizations and can make them sit and discuss the current trends followed in organization or business world. We can play 7 hat games as well. Can somebody explain me what 7 hat games is?
Ma'am, seven hat game is something like a role play, but
Mhm,
it's not restricted to one topic or any one character. A
mhm,
person will be given 7 hats in the sense something like 7 colors,
mhm,
and each color to represent one topic. For example, if we take any situation, one time he should think diplomatically, the other time he should think objectively, other time he can, they're like, we will give him different 7 situations or 7 types of thinking, or how to solve the problem, so that it helps to solve the problem in all the dimensions. It is a theory, it is a game which was invented very long back. It is in the
mhm.
what you academics. It's generally in academics, it's very proven theory. Actually this was followed.
Understood. ठीक है. Please note down this activity as well. So we now have discussed about virtual team building games such as Kahoot and the game that we had on Friday night. We then discussed about the case study explained by Shruti. Then there is this Chai Pe Charcha topic for team building and Suvarna's 7 hat game. Case then include job shadowing or the role play. That is part of case study. Can somebody write it for me? Yes, it starts with the virtual team building game such as Kahoot or the other game that we had on Friday night, Pictionary kind of thing. Then the Bollywood night or the Hollywood night or any quiz game. We then have a case study, which would further include job shadowing or the role play. Then there is 7 hat games for team performance. Lastly, there is Chai Pe Charcha for team building. Okay, guys, any other idea? Any other feedback?
I
Yes,
have a doubt,
yes,
ma'am. So the main concept is we to train the corporate people, right?
yes.
We will be getting clients for the training and have that uh, you know
Mhm.
building, team building or communications training and all, isn't it?
Right, Suparna, correct.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so Pooja has written we can also include online communities and discussions. So, Pooja, when you say that, what is the idea that you have? How can we include online communities when there is a particular company with its own employees? How do you think we can have other people from other communities?
Like ma'am, as you said, like we can share our responsibilities with the other departments like marketing department or HR department. We can share their experiences as well, so we will be able to gain the knowledge about their field, and will also we can whatever our experiences are there, we can interact with each other, their office culture and how their experiences.
Okay, that we can have, we'll just think about it, because when we are providing uh, training to our client, and if we ask other companies employees to join in, I don't really think that would be a good idea, because um,
Okay, ma'am.
yes. Anyone else?
I have one more suggestion that in that brochure
Mm-hmm.
of corporate training, there's a section named work-life balance. So nowadays, work-life balance concept is becoming more and more popular.
Right.
So basically, what we have to do, we have to maintain that balance between work and our lives.
Mm-hmm.
So what we can do, we can conduct an online session
Mm-hmm.
where we can presentation or discuss about mental health. Like mental health is a very important thing nowadays. So what we can do, we can conduct a yogic session, or we can conduct a meditation session. It
Mm-hmm.
will help to increase the concentration, as well it will bring positivity into our organization.
This is a brilliant idea, Shruti, brilliant idea, because this is much required in today's world, whether it is India or any other country. It is required everywhere. So Suvarna, please note down this interesting point of having a yogic or a yoga session for maintaining the work life balance. Any other such idea? This was really nice. Team, any other idea? Or go through the brochure, maybe you will come up with such idea. Okay, so team, we'll do one thing. We will note down, this is a kind of an assignment. Everybody go through each and every topic available in the brochure. If there is any confusion, contact me directly. Also, do your own research, find out what all activities can we include to that particular module. We will have a further discussion where we will go as per the topic. We will see if that particular fun activity or the game can be part of that module or not. And as I said, once we are very sure, we filter that these are the things that we will cater to our client, we will then have an experiment on our own employees. After that, we will go to the real world. And I want you guys to get yourself trained. I'll do that. Be part of such sessions, because you'll get hands-on experience and you will only train our employees. Once you train our employees, you will be very confident that yes, you can do this, and you can actually go approach our clients there. You have to be like really energetic, because we are training such employees who, for example, as Shruti said, they are unable to manage their work life balance and may be frustrated. So we are training them about how to balance it. So we personally, we need to be like really energetic. Until and unless we are energetic, we cannot really think that or help other person to have that energy. So we have to be the source of energy. Is it clear, guys? Can I get a yes or a no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how excited are you guys for the training program? Please tell me honestly, because this is not mandatory. It's just that you have to be part of it only if you are really willing to be. What is it, team? Are you guys like interested? Okay, so Varna is super excited. She has written. Mansi is excited too. You guys, you can speak. You can
Yes,
show.
ma'am. We are excited to learn new things too.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, Not exactly, Akriti, but then I find this the whole topic, the whole new progression very interesting, really exciting, and then I would really like to handhold the whole program along with you, so that we attain a certain level wherein we are able to successfully train some people for corporates. Uh, there are various kind of issues which are actually, prevalent as far as the corporate culture is concerned. Like, for example, work-life balance. So these are certain things which isn't addressed so far. I mean, no matter what kind of programs they introduce for the very same thing, they have certain other things as well. Like they have a dine-in every 3 months or so, because I've seen cultures from Ernst and Young, I've seen culture from Deloitte, seen culture of McKinsey. So they do have, but then what they lack is some kind of external integration or third party players who can actually make it more fun for them, make the employees more engaging to the program, so that the productivity increases. That is what is required. And yes, with the program and the way I see it progressing over here, I am very sure that we would be able to support all these companies, specifically the big fours or the companies in the consulting area, for the very same thing. So with this comment, I would really thank you and then congratulate you on piloting this project and taking this far. I really wish you all the success in the future, and wish the program as well a success for its future. The team is really engaging. I'm good to see that you've got a very good team, which works all together day and night to make this success. All right, guys. Thank you so much for asking me. Thank you so much for being a part of the program.
Thank you so much, Ankit. This was really helpful and probably much required at this stage. It was really, inspiring and confidence, kind of a confidence booster. So while you were speaking, Suvarna was thinking, and Suvarna wrote that she got an idea where we can prepare storytelling with picture, which helps in creating results in available resources in the company. So this is again a very good idea, Suvarna. We can have this. Please note it down, and guys, please come up with such idea. And I have seen you guys working day and night, the whole HR team, and I'm really proud of this particular team. So let's make this happen. Let us together approach client, and before we approach clients, we have to be very confident, energetic, and have sufficient product knowledge and have proper training, guys. So we will do it together. And before we switch, as I said, to the real world, we will have an experiment within the organization.
Akriti and team, it's not just that we are trying to boost confidence among people in the corporate sector, or just try to work their work-life balance or something like that. We're also creating them, or I mean, creating leadership abilities for them to be future managers or future leaders, right, in their own domain or in their own capacity, which they are. Keep on, gradually adding to the capacity and keep playing more leadership roles. So for that, there are many other games which I can think of. Like, for example, psychological or psychometric analysis of these candidates can also be done while they're actually playing the games. So that is something. Like, for example, if you go and test people with the word association test, or probably, you show them a picture and they're asked to write a story. So who writes a very good story and who is the first one to actually think of a good story can actually give you an idea of who is someone who can actually play a leadership role, wherein that person can manage a set of many people altogether, right? So we need people who are visionaries. We need people who can think fast. We need people who can actually create a story, or who have this ability of storytelling. So, data analytics and storytelling is one of the things which are actually trending nowadays, right? You see data, but then you also have to create a story around it, right? You have to see insights and you have to make a story as to what happened. Even when you have seen these crime movies, or like Surag or any other detective stories, you see that there are many sampled evidences which are there. Like, at t=1 something happened, at t=4 something else happened, but there has to be a story that needs to be created which connects all these samples together, so that the motive is clear, so that the other things are the other evidences, or the secondary evidences and the witnesses, they come up, and then so that the story is supported in such a way that the person can be convicted or acquitted for the very same thing. So exactly in the very same way things has to happen. For this, we can actually keep these things like WAT, or the word association test, or thematic appreciation, wherein a theme is presented and the person is actually should actually be asked to present his or her own views regarding the same scenario. Once they do that, they can actually be, it can help the client company, or we say the corporate sector, to basically identify if that person is suited for the leadership role or not. Thank you. It was a long comment, I know, but then I think I must.
It was really helpful and exciting, Ankit, because I got super excited with what you said right now. And with that thing in my mind, as I said, that there is one program that we have designed, that is Escape Room. If you have ever played, or anyone in the team, there is when we were not in this COVID or the pandemic situation, there used to be escape room where we would be given some clues. We would actually go with that clue, find something, and at the end we'll reach our destination. Room by room we have to go approach the destination, and that is how we can do that in the virtual world as well. We will create a breakout room, give them clues, from one room to the other room they'll enter, and finally reach the destination. The team who reaches first would win. So we can include such interesting idea as you have said about the mystery and everything. We'll include all that in that particular game as well. Okay, yes, it is like treasure hunt and a team. This very important thing that I turned on my camera because firstly we. Okay, Pooja, you can. Okay. So I turned on my camera because we need to be confident first before we train others. So I can see all blank tiles here, but we should really turn on our camera, because as HR people or even digital marketing, we need to be very confident, because we are facing clients, we are facing customers, and until and unless we are confident, we won't be able to deliver our idea or our thoughts. So from the next time, guys, I'll personally recommend, please turn on your camera whenever it is possible. Okay, any other suggestion, anything else, or else I'll conclude. Let us meet next week. Till then, guys, please work on your assignment, get more ideas, and thank you, Shruti, Subarna, and Mansi, for giving such amazing ideas. We'll incorporate all. And others, please help us with other ideas. Okay, bye.